Me and Ras Michael I work for about 2.5 years.
See,
Non-stop every day. I talk about 6 days a week as soon as there's something them want me in it. I never know say 2,500, but things are all too. Yeah, but when you're a Rastafari work, it's a joy.
yeah, powers, spiritual powers.
You see, so when the judge said, take 9, I say, you wicked months. I say, oh, you give me a break, man. Oh, thank you for that breakiness. I need that break. Because working flat out.
Yes, sir.
But no one proved the methodology.
Yes, sir.
And I said I use magic.
Rastafari. So before we move on to the next question, right? That film that was aired on national UK TV, do you think it was accurate, the depiction of what took place?
Not entirely. When the producer, his name is Johnny Dollar, when him come to the HU, him say, I've got £250,000 budget to make a film about you. Yeah? How much may I get? You not get nothing.
You know who the budget was sponsored by?
Channel 4. You not get none out of it. Then who going to act the part? We have professional actors. Or you going to get the story. We have court records. We never need you. So, we come to you through civility and, yeah, well, me know about film business, but I always wanted to make movies. I need a film producer anyway. I want to make some movies. Fireman, I need your permission. This man here say have £250,000 to make a film. Fire! Burn him! No, don't burn him so fast. Get some of the money and then burn him later. Fire! Burn him! Fire! Burn! Move no man, come out of the place. So him go around and find him own people him. And when me see the people him in the film, me say then how fire burn and you go pick up. We never burn him, how you going with him? Test for and job blue and how you going with him and fire, we tell you it's a fire burn, we not deal with him. We never know say it's a Victor Ramirez Evans. Oh, you can play Seymour Mclean and never go once see Seymour Mclean and say, yo, how it go? Tell me personally how it go. In your film, you wear some tank top, psychedelic something, I know that we do, a green, gold, and red no more. That not come off in a court. Judge take off anything else in a court, and probably give Bobo Shanti a blind now. But them days there, you got a courthouse, and you have on your green, gold, and red, you have to take it off. And from you take it off, judge, you go cut off that. Because you're a rebel against authority of them. So it's green, gold, and red, you wear Victor Ramirez Evans. Not so something psychedelic something. When you come talk to the people, them, it's a film, Channel 4.
Yeah.
And the producer had to get his pay, and everyone, all actors had to get their pay, and you know it's an artist thing, people had to get.
Yes.
But it's, I wouldn't say it's an accurate record, but it does give some insight of what took place in the courthouse. Because we was in the courtroom. I call him name. Uncle Joseph carry some big dry sense and a pure ganja smoke around in that courtroom that you know about. So the crown court for 6 weeks, you know. You talk about the most sense in the court till the judge. The judge, one day the judge turned red. One day the judge, because when I 2 days in like that, right? So the marks me a kind of question. So I beat England, I'm asking about Prince Charles and Lady Diana, and Mr. Prince Charles now going to take the throne of England because he must obey the Fete and the Gods, which is the law of kings, and some big time statement me I make. Judge break, go home, come back tomorrow morning. Mr. Mclean, yesterday you were berating England as being very cruel. Well, I was reading His Majesty's autobiography last night, and the Emperor says the English are very kind. Are you disputing what the Emperor is saying, Mr. Mclean? And you feel it shingles in the back of your spine because this is English at the judgment level. Are you disputing with the Emperor, Mr. Mclean? Oh no, Your Honor. The Emperor is perfectly correct. The English are very kind. You was kind enough to allow Mussolini to invade and murder the people of Ethiopia in 1935. That is kindness, Your Honor, in the extreme.
Boom.
The judge told me ready in front of my face, Mr. No shit, yo. You can't talk to me in English at Clarendon, Jamaica. Me come from me tell you to take me 1-to-1. Me a serves him a dub master, me murder sound wife a microphone and go talk to me. Judge, who you? A Clarendon me come from a year last year as almighty. And we not partial. And that's my attitude. Because we come from fireman, we not partial, bonfire. And I say, we are under we Aishan something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks.
So, Honorable my lord, do you think the community has benefited from your acting the way you wanted it, or would you do it again on a reflection?
We're still on the same campaign. The campaign hasn't changed. The crescendo has not been reached. It's not climax. It's a rust of the cosmic has not been broken. You need to break the cosmic. In Jamaica, we used to go to Church of God in Jamaica, Clapham Church of God. And when the people reach rapture, you know there was rapture because all the voices could be heard and you could hear the angels in their heights. That has not been reached in the case of the Magdala collection. In my interviews, we find that Queen Elizabeth got to Ethiopia in 1965 and she spoke with His Majesty and she called Council Plowden name and she went to Gondar and she spoke about the churches. And when she was leaving, she returned the cap, the royal cap and the imperial seal. This is the 7th of January 1965 in Asmara, the imperial palace in Asmara. The Queen Elizabeth II, head of state of Jamaica, returned to Ethiopia, Emperor Haile Selassie, the royal cap and the imperial seal of Emperor Theodore. And she called his name. So I asked His Majesty, why didn't you ask her to return all the things then? And His Majesty said to me, well, reflect on what happened in 1974. If those Magdala treasures was in Ethiopia, and the rebellion took place as was prophesied, I brought up children and they rebelled against me, what would have happened to those treasures and what would be left for you, the remnant, to claim? They were left there for that those who has the right of claim will make their claim. Those who do not feel it belongs to them will go another road. But those who have the right will explain in a dignified and a forthright way their right, and that argument will overcome any other English argument. Win the argument in England without thumping a man in the mouth. A man come here and rob your gold thing and take with your wife diadems and you see him on the street, the head the gone, head not good, head gone. That's it. Well, during the Jubilee season as we're in now, you must return every man his property. And that is what we're in. The campaign doesn't stop because while the campaign is potent, South Africa during the apartheid era, you couldn't walk on the same side of the road as Japheth. You couldn't go to the same beach as Japheth. You couldn't go to the same school or university as Japheth. So where did you get your education in which to run a country and supervise administrations without a balance of spiritual and cultural? Where did you get your education? I think you're not educated enough to do that job that you're doing. I think you're not properly balanced. That's what I think, because you've not been properly structured to know the depth of the scramble for Africa, the European invasion of Africa. You don't know the depth of it. When we were doing anti-apartheid, when Winnie Mandela came over, because Winnie Mandela is our champion. Winnie Mandela came up to us and asked us for help here in England while her husband was in jail. She came to Brixton Academy, wore the young men in uniform, militant Rastaman, and she asked us for help to free her husband in South Africa in jail. And there was a march from Hyde Park to Clapham Common. And we escorted that march, the ANC march, with our flags. We were the militants because we had a cause. Our case is still, and now it's gone to different levels now. But it's never ending. It's from, have you taught the Kebranagas to your children and your grandchildren? Well, unless you inculcate that education, how are they going to know that they've got 3,000 years of recorded history and they can track it? And there's 225 kings of Ethiopia, and they've all got names and chronicles and works that England's got in their libraries now. If you go to Cambridge University, you'll find copies of the original Lifafa Sadek. If you go to Oxford University, you'll find the original Bibles of Ethiopia. If you go to the Royal Library at Windsor Castle, you'll find the books of Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ. You'll find the prayer she made in Golgotha after the crucifixion, before the resurrection. You'll find that prayer at Golgotha in the Royal Library at Windsor Castle. That's where we got it from. Because we can go places. There are places that we go that, Seymour, you didn't get the thing from the Royal Library in Windsor, you didn't get a copy. That's what you're reading, Mom. That's what they have. We can make this prayer available, and not only to Ethiopians. Think Kenya. Did you hear of the case of the Momo, what they gone through? Think Tanzania. Think Congo. Think French West Africa. Think Southern Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Zambia. Have they ever been exposed? The majesty of Emperor Haile Selassie is created for the glory of Emperor Haile Selassie. Then wouldn't you want to go to the depth, to plumb the depth? So in 20 years or 30 years, when some student, bright student, comes to say, who them people are, what them not going to do something better than what them do? And they go into the depth. The crucifixion of Jesus Christ. What did Gabriel say to Mary before the child was born? Wouldn't you want to know that? Wouldn't a musician want to sing that? DJ no want to talk that? See, these are things that when the crescendo is reached, then you see everyone will be happy in their spirit. Because the goal of human life is to be happy. It is not to be sad, it's to be happy and to enjoy that happiness. It's the goal of human life and endeavor. So that happiness comes from spirituality first. You're at peace with yourself. If you pray the prayer that the Dengal Mariam made at Golgotha, you will find peace with yourself.
Yes, sir. Well, you kind of also answered the next question as to why it is important that the Magdala campaign is kept on the agenda, you know. Where is that campaign here right now? Where does it sit now? What is the current state of affairs?
Okay, that's a good question. We're in the Jubilee season. The British Golden Jubilee started in 2002, and the Diamond Jubilee was 2012, last year. Jamaica's Golden Jubilee started last year, and it runs for 10 years until 10 more years. On the 25th of May this year, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Portia Simpson Miller, went to Addis Ababa for the 50th year, the start of the OAU Golden Jubilee, which is going to run for 10 years until the Diamond Jubilee. That is where the campaign is now, because it's a jubilee. It's governed by ecclesiastical instrument that cannot be mitigated. They are not subject to temporal authority. A policeman can't come tell you say you can't celebrate your jubilee. A God Almighty tell you to celebrate your jubilee. Not temporal officers. So you'll go to jail rather than say no and do it. Right, so that law, it shall be holy unto you. Leviticus 25 is the law that makes the jubilee work. There is no other instrument. Leviticus 25. It shall be holy unto you. You must know the best thing to do. You must return every man his property. That means to say, if you thief my things 100 years ago, and it's your Jubilee now, return it during the Jubilee. I cannot punish you. If you return it outside of that ecclesiastical order, you may be punished. There is a window. Return it during that 10-year of Jubilee, during your reign. Having failed that test, the Queen, sovereign lady of the Jamaican Constitution, I think the wording is that the British government has sacrificed her, that the charge of sacrilege be taken to her grave. They have not mitigated the charge. She will go to her grave with that charge of sacrilege because she has 6 of the original looted manuscripts from Magdala, and she claimed in a letter to a member of parliament that they are inalienable.
Which means?
Carry your gang and come, Butcher said. If you think say them things belong to you, carry your gang and come, and we dub it out